Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, August 6th. From the San Antonio Express News, my name is Luis Vasquez, and this is your Express Briefing. All of the stories you need to know to start your day. You can expect sunny skies and a high of about 99 in San Antonio today. After opening the league restart 2-0, the Spurs have dropped a pair of games by a combined 8 points, now sitting in 10th place in the log-jammed race for the conference's final playoff slot. Wednesday, the Denver Nuggets handed the Spurs a 132-126 loss. Mayor Ron Nirenberg reported 14 more deaths from COVID-19 on Wednesday, but new cases in San Antonio continue to hover in a relatively low range, with 340 new infections reported, a hopeful trend also reflected in fewer hospitalizations. You're invited to join the Express News editorial board this morning as they interview UTSA President Taylor Egme and Texas A&M University San Antonio President Cynthia Teniente Matson about higher education and the upcoming school year amid COVID-19. You can find a link to that conversation in this episode's description. And now let's move on to the top headlines for the day. San Antonio must cut more than $120 million over the next 2 years as a result of the economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic, City Manager Eric Walsh said on Wednesday. But local activists who took up cries of defund the police during this summer's protest may be disappointed. The city manager will call for spending less on street maintenance, economic development initiatives, and overtime for police officers when he presents the city's $2.9 billion annual budget to City Council today. But not everything will be cut. Reporter Joshua Fechter explores what's in the proposed budget in his latest article. Mayor Ron Nirenberg said Wednesday the city has survived the initial cut as the Air Force seeks a permanent headquarters for the command, now based in Colorado Springs. He said San Antonio was a natural fit because of its quality of life, a skilled workforce that includes military personnel transitioning to civilian life, a large veterans community, and specialists who work in space-related fields. For more on the process of deciding where Space Command will be located and what makes it different from the U.S. Space Force, read Sig Christensen's latest piece. Like millions of other unemployed Americans, Veronica Guerra, a laid-off special education teacher and single mother of two, just took a $600 a week hit to her household budget. In late March, Congress approved a rescue package that included extra unemployment payments to soften the economic blow. But the additional $600 per week ended Friday, and federal lawmakers continue to wrangle over whether to extend the assistance. Even with the extra unemployment payments, Guerra said she still needed assistance to pay rent and utilities. Read more about her and those in similar situations in our latest story in partnership with Report for America. San Antonio-based Whataburger is planning to expand to new markets and is introducing a new look for its restaurants just over a year after BD Capital Partners acquired a majority stake in the company. A prototype for the new restaurants reveal a modern, boxy building with expansive glass windows. The chain's distinct A-frame structure is gone, though renderings include an homage to the company's architectural signature over the new restaurant's entrance. Whataburger CEO Ed Nelson sat down with the Express News to discuss the company's expansion plans and restaurant designs and how the coronavirus pandemic has affected business. The San Antonio Express News needs your help investigating postpartum care and how the coronavirus pandemic has changed access to support systems. We need your help understanding your postpartum experiences. You can help our reporting by filling out a questionnaire, which can take as little as 6 minutes to complete. You can find that questionnaire in this episode's description. Next up are your need-to-know headlines. You can find all of these headlines and more inside your Express News subscription. Mayor Ron Nirenberg's long-term plan to use sales tax dollars to get San Antonio back on its feet is taking shape a week before the city council decides whether the matter should be on the November ballot. The Leon Valley City Council voted 4-1 Tuesday night to initiate another office forfeiture hearing against a city council member in the latest twist in the ongoing feud among leaders in this suburban community. Just when we started to think we knew what the contours of this unprecedented school year would look like, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton created a new round of uncertainty. Hear this and other issues discussed on the latest edition of the Puro Politics podcast. The Express News editorial board writes, quote, "There is a great chasm between science and politics today, but science is driven by facts, not emotions, and the facts are indisputable. Masks save lives." 5 Republican Texas lawmakers are suing Governor Greg Abbott over the state's $295 million COVID-19 contact tracing contract to a small, little-known company, alleging the agreement is unconstitutional. Latinos in Texas say they are much more motivated to vote this November than they were in 2016. With gun safety being a big factor after the shooting in El Paso a year ago, according to a new poll. Rackspace Technology Incorporated got off to a rocky start in its return to the stock market on Wednesday after the San Antonio-based cloud services provider raised $703.5 million in its initial public offering. Specialty insurer Argo Group International Holdings Limited, which operates its U.S. headquarters in San Antonio, reported $17.4 million in coronavirus losses in the second quarter, down from $26.2 million in the first quarter. 31-year-old travel nurse Jeremy Arbelo was 2 weeks into a 2-month contract with Southwest General Hospital to help care for COVID-19 patients when someone broke into the Airbnb he was renting. Forbes magazine recently named H-E-B as one of the best companies in the U.S. for women to work for, according to its 3rd annual ranking released last week. A group of parents and teachers in the Comal Independent School District is calling on its superintendent and trustees to delay fall reopening plans amid the coronavirus pandemic. If Don Carlos were still around, he would no doubt smile to see the nearly 20 CD tire shops operating between Natalia and Converse, with most of them on the west side of San Antonio. The original store, which Carlos Demetrio Terrazas himself opened in 1976 in an old laundromat at West Commerce and Colorado Street, still sells new and used tires and fixes flats. With a loud yellow paint job and bright red lettering making it hard to miss, the corner shop also offers mechanical, alignment, muffler, and other automotive services. And now let's move on to the fun stuff. This week, we set sail on the final part of our 4-week summer kitchen travel series with visits to some of New England's best-known restaurants. It's home to some of the country's oldest culinary traditions, evolving out of the New World ports where countless immigrants have landed for a new life in America over the past several hundred years. Check out the final chapter in Paul Stevens' series at the link in the episode's description. The Rental, a horror movie directed by actor Dave Franco, is an unlikely summer box office champ as there's no superhero, spaceship, or dinosaur in sight. Central Market has wheeled out the roasters to kick off its 25th annual Hatch Chili Fest. The fiery festivities run through August 25th. That's a week longer than years past to mark the milestone. UTSA football holds its first practice of the fall on Friday as new coach Jeff Traylor works to install fresh systems and refine a depth chart, even without a definitive date for the Roadrunners season opener. Discovery Channel's Shark Week has competition this summer from Shark Fest on Nat Geo Wild. The Haley Bennett thriller Swallow leads our list of what's new or notable in home video. And that's all for today. This was your Express Briefing. My name is Luis Vasquez. Please consider becoming an Express News subscriber to get in-depth coverage on all the stories you heard today. Also, be sure to rate and review this podcast inside your Apple Podcast app, as it really helps the show. Have a wonderful day, everyone.